Energy. Hey, yo, EJ, you here? Yeah. DM, I'm here too. What's up, y'all? We here and we podding like they ain't never been podded before, right? Like it just is what it is, bro. And I'm loving it, right? These conversations are great. I hope you got the pod before this one. I hope you got the pod before that one,
right?
Because we're on a trail,
right.
And it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Like I think when we ended with the last one, we was talking about the woman and how, right? Like they left. You know what I'm saying? With they left as sinners. But she left, go and sin no more.
Right.
And it makes me think of something. And I know I said a couple of pods ago we're going to talk about something.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy how, and I know the Pharisees were the holy people.
Yeah.
And she was supposed to be the one that was whatever. And they out here like that. And it's just sometimes it makes me understand. I think we can name this one. And I was talking to homeboy, shout out to Nee, we're going to get on this again too, but I think I named, and I said this to him texting, I said, we were talking about ministering to different people, and we got this thing was outside the walls, inside the walls.
Yeah.
Some people got outside ministry, inside ministry, and there's a whole controversy thing, right? And it becomes a war between outside and inside, which, if you really do symbolism, is a war between outside and inside, but that's another conversation, right? But I said to this, you try to minister to people that's outside the church that may never be in the church. But I was like, yo, to be honest, they the same person.
Right.
They the same person. The only thing that separates them, watch this, it's a matter of walls, worship, a wardrobe, and a word.
That's it.
And now you think that you're better than them people on the outside. But Ephesians 2 says, don't forget, not too long ago, you was lost in the world without a God.
Right.
So, and then when Jesus says, ain't nothing good, don't call me good, ain't nothing good, but one that's God, it really is the humility. Meek and lowly of heart, it's the humility of a thing that really brings identity out. If identity comes from the root, the only way, the root is always low.
Always.
Meek and lowly.
Yep.
So if true identity comes from the root, then I got to be living from the root. And if I'm living from the root, I mean, I got to be meek and lowly. Everything you see on the top and the outside and above are just results of my root.
Yep.
Ain't that something?
Yep.
But so not just, I'm going to say it again, the walls, right? The walls, the inside and outside the wall, right? A walls, a worship, a wardrobe, what you're wearing, right?
Right.
And a word. So you think you got a word, you think you dress right, you think you singing the right songs, and you think you in the right building, and now you think that makes you better than the person on the outside.
Man, look.
When in actuality, a lot of times you be the same person. So now this woman taking an adultery, right?
Right. So, my bad. I
don't, no, good.
So, last part, John 8. That's
what we're talking about, John 8. That's what the whole story, right?
The first two scriptures paints the place.
I'm about to look at it.
Of where all this is taking place at.
Okay.
So Jesus,
take me there. Read it right quick.
He go up. Let me see. I'm about to read it.
Okay.
So first, John 8:1. Jesus went up into the Mount of Olives.
Okay, got it. We got it.
And early in the morning, he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. All right. So that right there paints the place of where they at right now in the temple.
Wait.
They are in the temple.
Dude, hold on. You know what's funny? Like, I actually listen to John 8 on a regular. Like, it's one of those scriptures that I be putting on repeat listen to when I'm sleeping or like listen on the day.
Right.
And I would always go to the part about I know who sent me and I know who with me, who sent me. And I kind of knew that those two things were in the same chapter with the woman with the adultery, but I didn't know.
Right.
Wait, they were in the temple? In the temple.
I when I read it, I was like, okay, I just want to see, because when we hit a story, we always picture it. It's
we outside,
like we outside,
and you know why I think it's outside? Because they say he was drawn in the dirt, or he was drawn on the ground. You never think about drawn on the ground inside of a building,
right? But this is a temple. This is a temple, so the temples ain't like all floored out. This is just regular where everybody be at.
Yeah, and their temples probably open doors too. There might have been some dust in there
for all the people to come with him into the temple.
Right.
Oh yeah. But he's in the temple this whole.
So hold on, boy. This say a lot, EJ. But you mean tell me all this happened inside the church? Hold on. You mean hold on. So the scribes and the Pharisees have brought him inside the walls. They inside the walls, and the scribes and the Pharisees, which is the ones that think they got the wardrobe and they got the worship and they got the word.
Yep.
Brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. Now this probably wasn't even, Jesus wasn't even in there for that. He probably was trying to show y'all something bigger.
Right.
But y'all steady trying to point out these people that's doing wrong. I'm trying to point out, and you know what, most times when people point out somebody doing wrong, most times they're trying to make themselves look better. My dad makes a statement. He says, you never put and there's another phrase to say, he said, but you never maximize on the weaknesses of another man. You never try to make another man look bad so you can look better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. The old phrase is, blowing out my candle don't make your candle brighter. You know what I'm saying? And so, but the scribes and Pharisees brought this woman taking adultery, and when they had set her in the midst, so in the middle, so I'm saying, look, come on, y'all, this is good. This is good context. We using our imagination. We set in the middle, whatever your favorite church is right now. We sat in the middle of this church, and they brought the woman in with adultery. In the middle. And they started saying, these the elders and the Pharisees and the scribes, these the ones, he's the master, and they the master, good master, sound like good master. It sound like the rich and ruler too.
Right.
This woman was taken in adultery in the very act. I would have said, well, who took her? Why you didn't bring the one that took her too?
Right.
I digress. Now Moses and the law commanded us that such should be stoned, but what said thou? And once again, I'm saying again, I don't know how it says thou shalt not kill, but then somebody like this need to get stoned. It sounds like somebody else added that. It sounds like somebody else took upon themselves the liberty to add this law and said that Moses said it.
Right.
I'm gonna leave it alone, right? This they said, tempting him. Look, they was trying to test him. Oh, you see verse 6? I hope y'all looking at it with it because it's a dope story. They said this, tempting him that they might have to accuse him. So they were really trying to call him out his name. Remember last one we really got into it, and I'm glad y'all go watch the last pod, that your accusers, they try to take you, then accuse you for where they took you to.
Yep.
But really when they take you, they're trying to identify you and name you and then accuse you for that name.
Right.
That they gave you.
Right.
So they're really trying to accuse Jesus too. But Jesus stooped down, got low, get low. Everybody say get low. Ha ha. He got low, right? He stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground. And I like that phrase. You see that phrase? As though he heard them not.
Right.
That man was sitting there. He ain't paying no attention to him. He heard him, but he didn't react to what he heard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You get it? It's teaching how to do life.
Yeah.
See, many times in life, we begin to stand up and we begin to react, and we say these fear prayers. I call them fear prayers because we only praying because that thing made us scared or we're worried.
Yep.
But we allow the accuser or the thing that's brought to us to make us react, when sometimes we just need to stoop down and start drawing on the ground, act like we ain't heard it.
Yep.
Act like it ain't even there. That's good, ain't it?
Yep.
So when they continued asking him, so they had to continue asking. This context is dope. So they continued asking him. So in other words, he's sitting down there acting like he never heard. And they probably, what you saying? Come on, answers. And they probably mad because he probably wasn't going to answer them at first.
Oh, yeah.
When they continued asking him, he lifted himself up. He ain't lifted himself up until he got low, until he stooped down. And said unto them, and I'm sure, you know what I'm too, and we don't, there's no context in here of how long he stooped down, how long it took. We just know it was a little while because they continued asking him.
Yeah.
And he act like he didn't hear him. So you got this woman standing here, they done brought her in the temple and said she was taken in adultery. And they said, we supposed to kill her and supposed to stone her. What you say? And they ready to do it.
Right. And I just saying that they was trying to accuse him. I was reading, and we always be reading. And every time when it brings up scribes and Pharisees, scribes is lowercase. So that's, and Pharisees is actual dudes.
Right.
Like that's the group of dudes. Scribes are people that just write.
They just writing, right?
So them coming in there to accuse him, they needed to get it written.
They need to have evidence.
They need to have evidence.
Oh, that's good, EJ.
They need to have evidence.
The scribes were there to write it down, so that they can take that and accuse him.
Yep.
That's good.
But when he hit him with that,
he act like he ain't heard him.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to write.
It's nothing to write.
Oh, look. So Jesus knows this. This changes the way I'm looking at these stories too now. These occurrences, because the scribes, it always said the scribes and the Pharisees, they're there to take record.
Yep.
This they said they asking him a question, but they did it to accuse him. That's good, EJ. So that's why he sits down You know when they go and when you get arrested, they get arrested. You ever seen it on the movies, or whatever, but if you get arrested, they tell them don't say nothing.
Yeah.
You have a right to an attorney. You wait till your attorney's there. You wait till and you sit there. You don't have to say anything.
Yep.
All right, watch it. He said he rolled on the ground. He heard him not. So when they continued asking him, then he lifted himself up and said to them. And I believe that Jesus sat there and considered what he was going to say.
Yep.
And we can say the Lord, the God gave him the words, and the Holy Spirit came upon him, whatever. But it's a pretty obvious statement that doesn't need a revelation knowledge, right? It just needs a little patience to possess your soul. Luke 21:19, your patience possess your soul. It just needs a little patience so that the response to said accusation can come the proper way. Because the first thing, the temptation is, if they came to tempt him, then it was just like the enemy tempted him in the garden. I'm trying to get you to do something real quick.
Right.
And act out of what the obvious thing should be.
Right.
I don't want to give you any time to pause and really, really think about what's really going on here. A lot of people live in certain ways and living lives and doing certain things because they have not paused to really say, hold on, what's really going on here?
Yep. Yep.
Who am I really?
Yep.
Watch this. So he takes the time. And he said, he lifted himself up and said unto them, he that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. Now, he doesn't say anything. So that's how smooth he is. He doesn't say, y'all can't stone her. He doesn't say, leave this woman alone. Y'all so judgmental. Right. And he does, bro, I love, hey, bro, listen. I say this a lot. I love Jesus, but for different reasons than that, brother. Like, I love when I look at, one of the past pods, I said, my brother never had to tell me to be like him. But I looked at him so much and I loved him and adored him so much and how he was that I wanted to be just like him. And my love and adoration is for they call Jesus our big brother anyway, right? But my love and adoration is for him in that way because when I take time to look at him, see, most people haven't looked at Jesus.
Right.
They want the benefits of Jesus. That's why they worship him and they hadn't looked at him. They haven't seen him. So because Zacchaeus did everything in his power to see him.
Right.
Hold on, but watch this. See, people think right now you got to go pray in tongues for 25 hours. You got to go off to some Jesus school, or you got to go off and sit there and everybody lay up on the altar. Then we'll see Jesus. Jesus, let us see you. Jesus, I was talking about the other day. Jesus, let us see you. No, Zacchaeus with his sinful,
right?
I want to say it right, sinful self, ran and climbed up in a tree. Just so he could see Jesus and who he was. There was no worship, there was no ritual, there was no prayer, there was no holy things to see Jesus. He just ran and put himself in a position to see him, and there was no holy ritual to do it.
Nope.
I know I'm short, I'm not gonna be able to see across the people, let me get up in the tree. And when he gets up in the tree, Jesus sees him. Now it's funny how Jesus sees him when he's crowded around people. You got people around, or people walking with him, and he sees him. Right? Because his positioning was different than the rest of them.
Yep.
They trying to do all the holy stuff and follow him, and I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see who dude is.
Right.
And then you gonna come to my house, right? So let's go back. Let's go back. He didn't say. Yo, y'all leave this girl alone. She a nice girl, right? Y'all so judgment. This was tough. See, this is the inside and outside of the wall conversation too. Yep. And we got to stop this because some of them have recently gotten out the walls and think they're better than who was in the wall too.
Yeah.
And you just stepped into another ditch. All of it is a ditch.
Right.
You all of them standing in sewage. All right, and don't know it. That's why it smells so bad on all sides. Jesus in the middle. He's in the balance. Narrow is the path and few that be upon. Right. He doesn't pick a side. He picks no side right here.
Nope.
He didn't pick their side, he didn't pick her side. Oh, that's good. He sits there and said, well, he that is without sin among you. He make a point. Yeah, whoever with you that ain't got no sins, let him first cast a stone at her. Like, you do it. Right? What does he do? He didn't say you can't stone her. He didn't say you should stone her. He didn't violate no laws.
Nope.
He didn't violate nothing. He came straight from the door and said, well, cool. So he's without sin, cast the first stone. And then he said, look, I love it. And then he said, and again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground. So he first of all, they brought the woman to him. He stooped down, started writing on the ground. And I can imagine, bro. Can I use my imagination real quick?
Yeah.
If I can use my imagination, I can imagine Jesus, because this is how I would do it. I can imagine Jesus being like, here they come. All right, man, I ain't doing this today. We've been like this recently with a lot of situations we deal with.
Right.
You come with that, and I'm not doing this.
All right.
I'm not answering this text.
All right, okay.
I'm joining the ground. Because the same old thing.
Yeah, same thing. Right.
Okay, I thought I was going to be able to ignore y'all, and I thought y'all was going to leave, but y'all not leaving, so let me stand up. Here's what I was saying, cast the first stone. Then I went back down doing what I'm doing. You know, I can just like, I ain't got time for this crazy. I didn't come over here for that, right? And they which heard it, listen, being convicted by their own conscience. Their own is in italicized, so I can kind of remove that and say being convicted by conscience. Mm-hmm. They went out one by one, which means there probably was some that still was trying to hold on and was going to lie and trying to throw the stone. Because this said they all left at once. They went out one by one, which means somebody got convicted and left.
Right.
And the next person saw them and got convicted and left.
Right.
And the next person might have saw the other person. It's like, he got something on me, so I know if I don't leave, he going to tell him, I'm about to leave too. So and it says one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. Right? And Jesus was left alone and the woman standing in the midst. Cleared the church out. This boy cleared the temple out, bro. You mean to tell me that what he said made them leave the temple? I thought we were trying to get him in there, EJ. What he said made them leave the temple. Boy, we got church the wrong way, boy. We done reversed it, boy. We didn't got it the wrong way, EJ. He cleared the church out. And the woman standing in the midst. Verse 10, and Jesus lifted up himself. He stood up, looked around. Now mind you, the way that it says in verse 10, when Jesus had lifted himself up and saw none but the woman, he said unto her. So looking, while he's still down there, Jesus is really not paying attention he's not paying attention to them at all.
Right.
Right? He's not thinking about them at all. He's really like, I'm not even like, because the way verse 10 says, when he lifted himself up and looked and saw nobody there, that means I didn't even see y'all leaving.
Right.
Like I was so busy, whatever I was doing on the ground, I was so on something else that I didn't see that y'all were leaving. I feel like that about church too. Sometimes people be leaving, and I'd be like, boy, I didn't even know y'all was gone. Sometimes I'd be like, man, it's only like people, sometimes you be like, man, I forgot somebody existed.
Yep.
I forgot that you was actually out here still living in the land of the living, right? Man, like I'm so busy writing on the ground, where I'm writing at, on the ground.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Wrote on the ground. You know, I'm writing on the ground.
Come on, man.
And when Jesus saw nothing but the woman, he ain't see nobody but the woman. Then he said to her, and I believe this is a real question. I don't believe he was being deep and it was a setup. I believe he stood up in the process. When he looked around, like, oh dang, they gone. He said, woman, where are those thine accusers? It's a question. Mm-hmm. He says, no man condemn you? Like in other words, wait, where all these people in here that brought you in here? They brought you here.
Right.
They brought you here. Where your accusers? I believe he's really asking this. He's like, I want you to contact. Like, I don't think he's like, he knew what no, I believe like he's up and he's like, yo, like.
Question. It's a real question.
Like it's a real question. Like he's really asking her a question. Yeah. It's not a lesson right now. He's really asking her a question like, yo, wait, look up and say, hold on, ain't nobody else here but me and you. Where your accusers at? Ain't nobody threw a rock at you? Like nobody condemned you? Nobody threw, you mean ain't nobody threw a rock? I won't let a rock cry out. Nobody. In verse 11, she said, no man, Lord. She didn't even go into deep details. She didn't say, I'm sorry, forgive me. I knew I was wrong. I shouldn't have been doing that. I'm at the altar call right now. Lead me into the prayer. He should say none of that. She said, no man, Lord. Where your accusers? Has nobody condemned you? She said, no man, Lord. And Jesus said unto her, neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. Oh, bro, I love it, bro. I love it, EJ. I love it because I've seen so much. Mm-hmm. I've just seen so much inside, outside, around it and everything, and everybody getting in the error. Right. Everybody's in error in one place or another. And then Jesus tells us who we are in the story.
Right.
He tells us our reaction to how we're supposed to function. So a lot of times when things come up, we're supposed to just act like they're not even there. And just keep doing what we were doing in the ground.
Yep.
And then wait to know what we need to say. And then don't say the thing that you think is your popular response, but let God give you something.
Right.
And it's really gonna give you the obvious when you calm down.
Yeah.
Right? Like seed time and harvest, or like all that, like we make it a spiritual principle. Those are not spiritual principles. EJ, you're here and I'm here because of seed time and harvest.
Right.
There was a seed and planted into a woman.
I mean,
and everything that we've eaten, whether it's all of it comes from a seed.
Right.
What is genetically modified? Well, who made that? A person. Where they came from? A seed. Everything comes
right.
from a seed. Right? So because it comes from a seed, it comes from the ground, right? Mm-hmm. It's not a deep spiritual principle. It's just an actual reality.
Yeah.
It is not a principle made to fix things. It is the thing.
Right.
It is the thing that has been perverted and improperly used.
Yep.
But the reality of, no, this is a thing and you need to use it this way.
Right.
The knowledge of good and evil got us using the right things the wrong way.
Yep.
You get it? That sounds like transgender and homosexuality and all that. Because we got the right things but using them the wrong way.
Right.
And it's not a moral issue, it's a reality issue. Yep. You get it? We've approached it too much. All of these different things, we've approached it too much as morality and not as reality. It's the wrong reality we got. Not morality, reality. When we approach them as reality, then the reality can sit there. And no matter how we fuss about it or fight with it or say that we want to believe this or we want to believe that, that's cool. But when I give you reality, that's a wrap. And you can either not want to be real or be real. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
so now it's all this judgment. And then in verse 12, he said, I don't condemn you neither. Listen to more. And you got to listen to the last part to really get to the conversation of the accuser. But then verse 12, it says, then spake Jesus again unto them. So they got some other people in there.
Yeah.
Saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Do you understand what I'm saying? So hold on. The last one we were talking about seek and say that which is lost. Mm-hmm. We thought that was going to get people. That's not what he's saying.
Nope.
He says you lost your light.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So I'm up here. I'm locating. I found your light, and I'm saving your light. I'm showing you where it's at. It's in you. You get it? Mm-hmm. And then he says, he that followeth me, not the ones that I go find, or not the ones I seek. You got to seek the kingdom.
Right.
Catch me, EJ.
Right.
So you got to seek the kingdom. And all these things will be added. I'm the light. I see what it is. I see who I am in God. So I'm just walking around being the light. And whoever follow me shall have the light of life. They follow you. That means I don't go get you. That don't mean I didn't invite you. I'm trying to go out and get you and drag you to my... No, ain't none of that. I'm drag you to my small group. I'm trying to drag you... No, none of that. I'm just being the light, bro. I'm being the light. And as I be the light, you follow the light.
Right.
Right? Just like we all follow light and darkness. I'm going to follow the light. Now, what's happening is nobody's being the real light, the true light.
Right.
Jesus said, I'm the light. He said, and these calls are the true light. Right? Nobody's being the true light, so we're following these counterfeit lights.
Yep.
These false lights, because we just need something bright.
Yeah.
But he says, I'm the true light. You get it? So now he said, he that follows me. In other words, I'm not coming out here to get y'all. I'm just going about doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I seek not my own, but the will of the Father. That's all I'm doing. And because I'm seeking the will of the Father, right? Because that's all I'm doing is seeking the will of the Father. Because of that, when you see the light, you're gonna follow me. You get it? When you see the light, you're gonna follow me. You're gonna do exactly how I'm doing because you see the light. Ain't that something? It is a much simpler conversation. It's a much simpler functioning. You get it? It's a much simpler way to do things. But we've gotten so caught up in the I'm saved, you not. I'm holy, you not. I'm saying we got so caught up into that we're missing the point and missing the power that if we just be who we really supposed to be,
right,
I'll draw all men unto me.
Right.
You see the difference? But now because you think you in the walls, you got a wardrobe, you got to worship, and you got a word. The problem is the problem with having a word is you are the word. Mm-hmm. So you don't need a word. We need a word. I know some people's favorite song. You don't need a word. You need to be the word. The word you need is you are.
Right.
I am. That's the word you need.
Yeah.
And when you realize that you are the word, bro. Listen. When you realize you are the word, people will follow you. Look, people will follow you just cause.
Right.
We out here struggling, trying to change people. And it's this idea, EJ, I want to say it, and then we're gonna wrap up. I want to say it like this. It's this idea that I got it and you don't. I'm smart and you're not. I'm holy and you're not. I have wisdom and you're not. And don't get me wrong, I know some things that are unknown. And like even right now, we do this because sometimes people don't know what it says and different things. I get that, but it's not that. But it's not from the word condemn and the word condescending has come from the same place.
Right.
It's not condescending. It's just, like, I just want to show you who you really are, and you can do what you want to do with it.
Yeah, that's it.
All I'm doing is showing you your reality about the greatness that God made you and the amazing possibilities of God in you, but you can do what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But I guarantee you that if you did what you were supposed to do with your identity, all the other things that could be drawing you or trying to take you or trying to put you in the pursuit of some kind of pursuit of happiness or some kind of pursuit of whatever you think you desire, it'll be much greater than that if you'd allow the truth to prevail on the inside of you, the truth of who you really are.
Yeah. And that's why Jesus say, I don't condemn you.
Yeah, I don't condemn you.
Go and sin no more.
Go and sin no more. And if next time we can get to that John 8, because then he starts talking about, they got mad at him and said, you bear record of yourself. He said, Jesus said, though I bear record of myself, yet my record is true. We're talking about the truth, right? He said, for I know whence I come and whether I go. You can't tell where I came from or where I'm going.
Right.
You judge after the flesh. I judge no man. Why you say I judge no man? Watch this. He said, I judge no man because I see God in him.
Right.
So I'm not judging the man version of him. I'm calling out the God out of him. I'm not judging your man attributes or your human attributes. I'm judging you the way God judges you. And I'm seeing God in you, and I'm calling God out of you. I'm demanding the God nature to stand up on the inside of you versus what man has taken you into and then accuse you about it and then wants to condemn you and stone you about it, right? No, we're not having that. I'm calling God nature to stand up. You're not going to be able to sleep. You're not going to be able to think the same way. You're not going to be able to function the same way because the God nature is going to stand up. The Christ nature, Jesus I'm right now, like Jesus, I'm calling out the God nature to stand up on the inside of you. Look, that's clear. That's clear. My judgment true for I and the Father have sent me. Father sent me. We'll read some more of that. He said, I'm from above. Verse 23, I'm from above. You are of the world. I'm not of this world. Then I like the one he says, what he said, verse 29, he said, he that sent me is with me. The Father has not left me alone, for I always do the things that please. Look, he said, for I always do the things, for I always do the things that please who? Him. While we out here trying to do things that please ourselves, pleasuring ourselves, right. He says, I always do the things that please him. And so the one that sent me with me, because I'm doing what he want me to do. Turn the music on, EJ. Listen. Y'all need to listen to the last couple pods. You need to catch all these pods. Y'all like, subscribe, all this stuff. Send it to a friend. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you run this back, because you ain't hear everything we said the first time. We out here. I'm DM. You heard me? EJ, you in here? Yeah, we in here. Need to get these pods in your life. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go.